Hey all, welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, and today I have for you guys my new deck that I'm using to farm Bandit Keith with. And now I saw a really old video from this one YouTube channel. I'm gonna link it in the description because I have to go back and find it, but I've been working on this deck for a little bit of time now, and honestly it's been working about 9 out of 10 times for me, and that's solely just based on me not having certain cards. So let's go ahead and jump into the deck and I'll show you guys what I mean. So this is a pretty easy deck to build, and I chose to use Joey, and Joey has reinforcements. Now that ability allows you, when you take 1800 points of damage or more, to move a warrior type monster from your deck to your hand by returning a card from your hand to your deck. So that is a really cool ability, and this is actually an ability you get from leveling up. Now it is a random warrior type monster, but there's only one warrior type monster in your deck. Now in a way to make this deck more consistent, you could add in more copies of this card. And this card is the Hunter with 7 weapons. Now this is your warrior type monster that you would declare machine. Now his ability is when he's normal summoned, you declare that type. But when battling that type of monster, this card gains 1000 attack. So you can overpower all of his monsters. But just in case he does have a couple of power-ups, I just tossed in Gravity Axe. And that did come in clutch a couple times when I was farming. But I don't really find that as necessary because 9 times out of 10 I'm still running over his monsters with my 2000 attack before he can get off anything that would really save him. Also, I'm usually getting out Blue Eyes pretty quickly. Blue Eyes, it's better if you tribute summon it. That way you can use the card Overwhelm. So Overwhelm is when you have a level 7 or higher monster that was tribute summoned. You can negate the activation of a trap card or affect monster's effect and destroy that, and you want to use this card on his barrel dragons or twin barrel dragons or whatever card he brings out that has the ability to destroy one of your cards, because you don't want to let that happen because you'll lose a card necessary for winning and using your 10,000 point damage monster combo. Other than that, I just have a few cards to help me kind of get some duel points and kind of get some Blue Eyes on the field a little bit quicker rather than slower. So I have a Sonic Bird just to add a ritual spell. I don't have a Senju, so I didn't really want to drop a whole bunch of gems on just a Senju from that pack. I still have yet to get it. So I just have a Sonic Bird. Senju to move the ritual spell, White Dragon Ritual, to my hand so I can get Paladin or White Dragon out a little bit quicker. Also, my game plan is usually have Hunter with 7 weapons on the field, get Sonic Bird out, use the ritual spell, get Paladin of White Dragon out, and then eventually tribute summon both of those for a Blue Eyes, and then you have your Overwhelms to keep you safe. Now I have Windstorm just in case he equips too many powerful cards to his Twin Barrel Dragon, and it becomes over 2000 points, so he'll be able to take out my Hunter with 7 weapons. I also have Autonomous Action Unit, and this card just allows me to special summon a monster from my opponent's graveyard, and I just use that in order to tribute summon it off for one of my Blue Eyes a little bit sooner. Other than that, I just have some Shards of Greed. He does target the Shards of Greed over your monsters in case you maybe have one of your monsters out there and he brings out Twin Barrel Dragon. He'll actually target the Shard of Greed more times than any other card. So I just use that as protection, plus draw power, thin the deck a little bit more so he doesn't deck out before you do. And then I also have a Golden Apples. You can have more copies of this or no copies of this. I just have that in there because I'm, like I said, only have one Hunter. And that's just so I can get a monster with some fairly decent attack, and then I still actually take the damage necessary for moving the card to my hand. So some abilities that you can change this out with. I just used reinforcement because my Joey doesn't have any other abilities, but actually yesterday I did get the Draw Sense Earth. Draw Sense Earth does work better with this deck because it only costs 1500, and then you get your Hunter with 7 weapons because he's the only Earth type monster you have. So that'd be an upgrade, but reinforcements is something that everybody should have by just leveling up Joey. I think it's a level 20 ability. And then last part about this deck is that you use the Piranha Army, so you just use Piranha Army to direct attack your opponent. It doubles any damage dealt to your opponent by this card attacking. So you just gift of the Martyr, your Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, onto that card. Gift of the Martyr transfers over the attack, and Secret Pass of the Treasures allow your monster to attack directly as long as you use this card before it has over 1,000 attack points. So that's the deck. Now why I use Joey specifically is because I'm trying to get Last Gamble on him and try to get some of his other abilities as well. So Last Gamble is a drop ability that when used allows you to discard 2 cards, drop your life points to 100, and then you roll a die. The number that the die rolls is how many cards you can pick up from the deck as a draw. So that's a really powerful ability. Guns Blazing uses it all the time, and I'm looking to get it for myself. So that's why I'm using Joey to farm Bandit Keith. Bandit Keith's notable drops: if you're building a Taya Burn, he has that Goblin card that does damage. But I'm mostly just trying to get Barrel Dragons for my 3-star Demotion deck. Also, rare Metalmorphs, also another powerful machine support card. He also drops, which is a super rare drop. Alright, so now we're going to jump into some replays that I have of me using this deck, and you guys can see how I use the deck. And I just want to make sure everybody understands this will not work 100% of the time. There always is a chance of failure. Things might just not work out. You might have the worst draws alive, and he might have the best draws. So I'd say, for a safe bet, don't assume this works more than 90% of the time. 9 out of the 10 times, alright? That's the only disclaimer I got for this, and you can actually make this deck way more consistent. Another card that the original person who made this style of deck used was the Sheep Token card, Stray Lambs. Stray Lambs brings out 2 monsters, and you can tribute summon and set Blue Eyes, and it can also be a good stall card. Alright, but let's get into those replays, and I'll talk to you guys after. Peace. Alright, and there we go. So as you can see, 8,000 points is definitely achievable with this deck, especially if you're able to make it more consistent. It'll just ensure your victory ever so much more. As you can see, the autonomous action unit actually does help me get down below a certain amount of points, so I get some extra dual rewards there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck. If you have any comments or questions or concerns, just leave them in the comment section below. I'll be sure to address any of them and all of them. And I hope this works for you. So best wishes with your Bandit Keith farming, and hope to catch you in the next one. As always, peace.